say we got it. Alipofufuka dunia yote pale ilitingika, na misingi ya giza ikasambaratika ikaanguka. Hey, malaika kakalia hiyo mawe iliyoziba kaburi ya Kianane. When he pulled up in gatherings, demons were just trembling. Mention the name Jesus, ibitetemesha hii.
And I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Yesu anatetemesha.
Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. They call me son of the dawn. When he died in the flesh, he became alive in the spirit, preaching the gospel to the villains who had sinned in those days. Noah was obedient, and Satan was bound because he left his ground. Oh God, when you went up before your people, when you marched through the wilderness for your people, the earth was afraid of you and all the people you overcame. That then now Christ is the hero.
And I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Yesu anatetemesha.
Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha.
And I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Yesu anatetemesha.
Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha. Yesu anatetemesha.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio. Sheversations on the beat.
Yeah, it's brandy. Smoke one up, set the operation nice and fitty. Roll one up, yeah, things can get tricky. Napenda kumedi na mziki. Kama ni mapenzi then baby, ulinifanyia nini? Cause I really wanna get time to get know ya. Lakini time flies. Ntakutreat like I'm supposed to. If you just let me show ya. Ntakupa rest on my chest and my shoulders. I must have on my tele. I think him and I fell in love overnight there. Loving him since then. I must have on my tele. I think him and I fell in love overnight there. Loving him since then.
Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my able. Look at the stars, shining so bright to get your attention. But we're so in love, so magical. I'll never love again. Believe it's planning a future now. And when we make love, you taking all the pain away. Oh, Tina Timranade, universal love me ani chango atonde nate. Pokna yudo machalo kodi ale moni ani bende. Abide Luanda ni Luanda migeno. Okana go pain, okana podi. I must have fun my tele. I think she and I fell in love overnight. Wanted her since then. I must have fun my tele. I think she and I fell in love overnight. Wanted her since then. Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh my Abebo, Abebo. Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh my Abebo.
Was so scared to fall in love again, but your touch is everything. Niseni, siseme, when you're my everything. Scared to fall in love again, cause your touch is everything. Niseni, siseme, when you're my everything. When you're my everything. When you're my everything. When you're my everything. Oh, was so scared to fall in love again, cause your touch is everything. Niseni, siseme, when you're my everything. Ah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning to you, boys and girls. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Karibu sana to Sheversations. My name is Caroline Murote, and this is the place to be right here on Power Radio, where you tune in and power up. And we're gonna be chilling. Yes, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is where you can find Sheversations on Power Radio's YouTube and the website. And feel free to link up with us on the socials at Caroline_Murote on Instagram, at Power Radio on the same. Caroline Murote on Facebook and X at Power Radio on the same, and at Carol Murote on TikTok at Power Radio on the same platform. Feel free to holla at us and let us know how your weekend was, how your Monday is going, what you're looking forward to this new weekend. We have a number for you that you can text, call, or send a voice note. 0748-379231 is a place for you to reach out to. 0748-379231, and we are going to be sure to get back to you. We would love to hear, how was your weekend, my girlies? How is your weekend? How is everything? I hope that we are doing well. And speaking of doing well, we have enjoyed the good vibes of Tetemesha by 1005 Sons, Andrew Wawili and Wodomolo, followed by Power Kimbo by the legendary and fantastic Brandy Mine and Okello Max. And right about now, we're about to spend our money with Tetu Shani and Labdi. A couple more jams after that, and we'll get back into the Sheversation. Karibu sana.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I wish. Just a little bit, yeah. The money make me fly like a kite. I wish. The money make me fly like a kite. I wish. The money make me fly like a kite. I wish. That money make me fly like a kite. Fresh like the sea, Bora Uhai, c'est la vie. All of these roads lead you to me. Make me spend all my money for peace and quiet mystery. Forbidden fruit is out of reach. I've got a hunch, a certainty. You make me spend all my money. dice, a slap on the cheek. The thrill of the chase ends in defeat. If we are survivors, then we try harder. Most of my life I've been asleep. Who will I hold? Who will I keep? All of this talk is way too deep. I need to spend all my money.
That money make me fly like a kite. I wish that money make me fly like a kite. That money make me fly like a kite. I wish that money make me fly like a kite. I wish that money make me fly like a kite. I wish that money make me fly like a kite.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Maisha lazima ukae rada, ujue nani ni true na nani ni fake. Okay, si unanijua nikikami ukam through. Hata kama utakataa, mimi na wewe tumetoka far sana. Manze kuna time tulingangana. Kumbe ilikuwa tu ni njaro. Lakini saizi niko wise juu fake friends wamejaa. Itabidi umekara. It's not too late to know. Ati nini ati wana kupimia kimoyo moyo. Wewe walisema watauma kidogo. Walidhani sisi ni vibogo. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Nyati Jose Kongolo Korobet Kangamofo Hero Ketepin Hero Mio Aora Otwo Mayo niko karibu kulia zimesha nilipukia. Halo simu nikikupigia mteja ndo inaingia. Nyamama, 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 mapenzi menifanya kama fala. Nyamama, 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 aleki baby hata siwezi lala. Ukipenda umependa, ukipenda umeshapenda, ukipenda umependa, mambo ya moyo hawezi kuelewa. Kaingo tachunya kwe asendi kowe kolabo nipea tukaidhi piwanga chwe wende mano weruka okanyalwe Wanyachpala nakumbuka kuniita kwa kitanda amanjaga kosa mandawa hermani miyaga hema miyapawa. Nyamama, 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 mapenzi menifanya kama fala. Nyamama, 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 aleki baby hata siwezi lala. Nyamama, 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 mapenzi menifanya kama fala. Nyamama, 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 aleki baby hata siwezi lala. Ukipenda umependa, ukipenda umeshapenda, ukipenda umependa, mambo ya moyo hawezi kuelewa. Nindo tama bedunia nindo kenda koya chama. Akina huzunisha, ona vile pilo zangu zimeisha. Anymore enough, stretching my hand up and you reach out. Na ni kama nimeshazama, juni penzi lako tu ndo nataka. Jogo makoro koruruna, uko na kuma upondo, na mtafuta huyu kipusa, nimetuma na njiwa. Nyamama, 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 mapenzi menifanya kama fala. Nyamama, 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 aleki baby hata siwezi lala. Nyamama, 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 mapenzi menifanya kama fala. Nyamama, 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 aleki baby hata siwezi lala. Ukipenda umependa, ukipenda umeshapenda, ukipenda umependa, mambo ya moyo hawezi kuelewa. Alemo, alemo, monda yudie jahera, monda bedie bathi. Alemo, alemo, monda yudie jahera, monda bedie bathi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
It's spring. I love you. I want to stay all night long. Yeah, don't let me go, 'cause I just wanna be here, don't wanna be there. I'ma take you when you need the rescuing. I'ma risk it, 'cause they wouldn't get the best of me. Gee, unanichanganyanga, ukiwaka na kustoka unibamba sana. Anything you do, when it comes a star, you are my everything and nothing comes between. 'Cause nitakukumbatia, juu sitaki wacha uende, nitakukumbatia tena na tena na tena. Hata ukikuwa na shida, tutaweza tu, tutahandle hizo vita, yatapita tu. Nitakukufaitia, anything for you, nitakukumbatia we.
Tena na tena na tena, nitakukumbatia. Tumina kupenda, I know we got wishes and a couple of dreams there, so we're in the right time, my dear. But nina idea, na nyede na bia, so tushike wima, cheki. Tunaweza weka feel kwenda juu, tuko high na vibes ni right. Tunaweza atafika night, basha side juu vibes ni nice. Lona toa mapenzi kama enzi, zabo mali kwenye nyi wapenzi wangu, na kawe ni hater, nisha kusema kwa mamangu. Can you damn me not after the habu? 'Cause I'm saying I'm a mama's boy, but these streets is safe, so my mama's really gotta love you. I'm saying I'm a mama's boy, but these streets is safe, so my mama's really gotta love you.
Dance to dance. Jukila tena when nika Valentine's Day.
Unajua siwezi dance. Wacha niwenta jembaras. Unajua kuna was. Wacha ni wewe, yani wewe. Okay.
Sit to dance paka day.
Okay, yeah.
Jukila tena when nika Valentine's Day.
Unajua siwezi dance. Wacha niwenta jembaras. Unajua kuna was. Wacha ni wewe, yani wewe. Yeah, yeah.
Anything you do, when it come a star, you are my everything and nothing comes between. Cause nitakukumbatia, juu sitaki wacha uende, nitakukumbatia tena na tena na tena. Hata ukikuwa na shida, tutaweza tu, tutahandle hizo vita, yatapita tu. Nitakukufaitia, anything for you, kukumbatia we. Sit to dance paka day. Jukila tena when nika Valentine's Day. Sit to dance paka day. Jukila tena when nika Valentine's Day.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Already, Yani Wewe. That was Brandy Minor and Wanjao. And then before that, we had Nyamama by Otenda Willie and Okelo Max, Mali Safi by Brandy Minor, and Spend My Money, Tetu Shani, and Labidi. That's how we're feeling this particular first of the month. It is the 1st of September, ladies and gentlemen. Miss how that is the 1st of September. Let me know what your new month's resolutions are. Mimi niki wambia zangu itabidi mniombe. You know what, guys? What matters is that every single 1st of the month is a new opportunity for us to start afresh, for us to start from scratch, from whichever part of the ghetto we are saving our lives from, okay? So I'm just encouraging you from one fellow Kenyan to another, fellow millennial, okay, and Gen Z in pretense, you know, sisi ni Gen Zote, even ndio tulisema, sindio? So yeah, whatever it is that you're going through, and I see your struggle, hata kama sikujui na sikuelewi, but whatever it is that you're going through, Jesus loves you. That is the aim of this story. I seen any other form of motivation already. And yeah, so we have enjoyed the good jams right here on Power Radio, where we tune in and power up. And remember, if you want to have a conversation with me directly, 0748379231 is a place for you to reach out. 0748379231. But just let's get into what's happening. As for what's happening in our country with the girlies, what's happening in the continent, what's happening all around the world, it's important that we stay on track with what's going on. And we have youth and women receiving a 2.6 million empowerment boost in Kaiti. So this happened in Kaiti Makueni, right around the 30th of July. And then a significant empowerment drive. Women and youth in Ilimawad, Kaiti constituency received 2.6 million from the National Government Affirmative Action Fund. Of this, 1.1 million was allocated to youth and women's groups for small scale enterprises, while Boda riders received 1.5 million Kenyan shillings to strengthen their businesses. Wow. And the Public Service Commission, PSC Commissioner Teresia Mbaika, speaking at the Kiambeke market, urged recipients to prioritize investments in ventures that deliver sustainable returns rather than luxury goods. And beneficiaries said the funds would boost poultry, retail, and dairy projects. Analysts note that such a grassroots empowerment is critical for rural women who often face credit access barriers. And those are conversations that we've had time and time again here on Sheversations. The buyers, agenda buyers, when it comes to getting alternative funding especially when it comes to getting credit or loans. Right. And our second story for today, a report reveals a mismatch between pledges and women's empowerment budget, where despite political promises of gender equity, a new report highlights underfunding of women's economic empowerment initiatives, that's a WEEIS, while women form 50.5% of Kenya's population, and I highly suspect that it's more. Allocations are for ways have stagnated at 23 to 25%, below the threshold needed to meet SDG 5 targets by 2030. Alarmingly, the National Treasury cut 2.2 billion Kenyan shillings in allocations between 2022 and 2023. Experts warn the opaque tracking of these funds across ministries such as the Gender, Health, Treasury, and Youth Ministries make it difficult to assess the real impact. And civil society organizations, including the Africa Women's Development and Communication Network, that's FEMNET, are calling for gender-responsive budgeting and transparent accountability. What do I have to say about this? That there's a reason why we continue talking about women empowerment, you know? And honestly, results and research is king. Data is king. Have you ever heard that statement? Data is king, meaning that you can prove the need for anything. You can prove the need for anything by simply going out there, getting your numbers, doing the research, because at the end of the day, it needs to be evidence-based. So we have evidence, right? Just from a new report, right, from the Women Economic Empowerment Initiative, that women are actually underfunded by half. You know, when it comes to all economic initiatives and economic empowerment initiatives, women are actually underfunded. So we need to see more of this because women are more than half. Yes, this is 50.5%. But have you seen the women? Have you seen them? I have seen there's just more, using my eyes. You know, my eyes should not be trusted, but using my eyes, I have just seen more women through and through and through. I've just seen more women in this country than I have seen men. Ama sijui, maybe it's just my eyes personally. All right. And FIDA Kenya continues frontline legal aid for women, and they're still going strong. Since 1985, the Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA Kenya, has offered vital pro bono legal services to vulnerable women and children. We know this because we shout them out every single week here on Sheversations. And today, with over 1,400 advocates nationwide, that's an impressive number. FIDA handles cases on custody, gender-based violence, inheritance, and employment rights, as well as reproductive health. And the organization has become indispensable in pushing for policy reforms, often partnering with the United Nations Women and the Kenyan judiciary. And in recent months, FIDA has intensified advocacy around the femicide crisis, calling for expedited GBV courts, which we need. Legal scholars hail FIDA's work as a cornerstone of Kenya's women's rights movement. And I say exactly the same. I agree 100%. All right. And Kenya is to host the CAF Women's Champions League SESAFA qualifiers. That's a CECAFA qualifiers, and this tournament is to happen from the 4th to the 16th of September, and Kenya will host the regional qualifiers for the CAF Women's Champions League, and matches scheduled in Nairobi between September 4th and 16th will feature top women's football clubs from East and Central Africa competing for slots in the continental finals. Very exciting. The Football Kenya Federation, FKF, says the event will spotlight Kenya as a rising hub for women's sports and attract investment into female athletics, with women athletes still struggling to pay equity, struggling with pay equity and visibility, and sports experts view this as an opportunity to boost women's professional football. It's about time the girlies who know how to play with balls get their day on the platform already. So shout out to the girlies that, you know, pia nyinyi, you like chasing the balls, right? Yeah, and it's a good thing. Wasichana wajui kuruka mimba, you know, kuruka ball. That's a beautiful thing, because this girlies would be the one. They would be the one for sure. And new soap, Maisha Makutano, is being launched to tackle gender and GBV. You might ask, what's going on? Sasa, you know, a soapy? How? Let's learn. Let's find out. Citizen TV will debut Maisha Makutano, which is a drama series tackling contemporary social issues, gender-based violence, reproductive health, childcare, agribusiness, and financial inclusion. It's produced by a media company known for its research-based Makutano Junction, which a lot of us are familiar with. And the soap uses edutainment to drive social change. Viewers will follow characters navigating financial struggles, gender roles, and GBV storylines crafted from real-life research. Critics hail it as as very timely, given Kenya's rising GBV rates. Very sad that they're still raising. And NGOs hope that the series will spark grassroots discussions and behavioral change. And now my question to you is, even as we continue to share this stories on what the girlies are doing and what's going on around the gender issues space, is have you ever been influenced by a TV show? Have you ever been influenced positively or negatively by a TV show? How impactful and how geared towards social change are the shows that we have on TV? Let me give you an example. I grew up watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, right? If you don't know who the Kardashians are, Kotusawa, you have escaped a whole world of trauma, okay? Some of us have things we need to get rid of, right? Because why were we ever there? Nevertheless, I grew up watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and there was a point where everybody in my house was speaking like, yeah. Oh my God, mother. I started calling my mom mother. The unfortunate part is that my mother was watching it with me and we were enjoying. So I would say that I was adequately influenced. But it also really made me very interested in having girl get-togethers and hangouts, because every 5 minutes, these people would meet up for brunch. They would meet up for dinners. And I started planning hangouts with my friends. And I would say that Keeping Up with the Kardashians influenced a lot of the social culture that I have with regards to, if you have friends, meet up with them, hang out, eat something nice and have a good time, and post it on the gram. The gram part I never got to, but that's an example. Now, a more relevant or close to home example is MTV Sugar and a second show called Intersection. So MTV Sugar, we know it started in Kenya, went to Nigeria, went to South Africa, went back to Nigeria, and now it has come back to Kenya. We're waiting for the second half of the current season, which is MTV Sugar Mashariki, I believe. I believe that's the name of the new Kenyan season, because clearly haikuisha, there's another season coming. So Intersections was all about how HIV/AIDS was being spread from person to person within the sexual network. So they would essentially show a story which MTV Sugar borrows from the same concepts. In case you don't know, just search up Intersections. It's a South African soapy. And so they would show like a mother and a daughter. So they're both, the daughter is in campus. The mother is a young mother who goes out clubbing. And the daughter has a sugar daddy. The daughter has, gotten entangled into a financially pleasing sexual arrangement. And it also happens that this sugar daddy is the guy casually hooking up with the mother. And so now the daughter is sick and the mother takes her to hospital, and she gets her HIV diagnosis. She's positive. And then a few months later, the mother has it as well. And they have no idea that they got it from the same man. Now, fast forward, this girl has a university boyfriend. The girl has a university boyfriend because she's a campus student. So she has a boyfriend her own age, and they have unprotected sex because they were drunk. And then now he has HIV/AIDS. And then the boy goes to his village during the school holidays and he hooks up with the neighbor, just the childhood crush. And now there's 4 people who have, HIV/AIDS. And it turns out that this girl that this boy has slept with from the village is actually the daughter of the sponsor. Mnakumbuka yule sponsor mwenye alipea huyu mama and the daughter AIDS, and then the daughter went to give the boyfriend in university, and then the boyfriend goes home over the holiday and sleeps with a girl who happens to be the daughter of the original guy, the sponsor. And so Intersections was essentially about the tragic ways in which people's lives are intertwined, and to show the network of sex and how easy it is to spread a disease and finish an entire network of people in the name of casual sex, in the name of having fun. And I think if you've been watching MTV Sugar, it's more or less the same issues around sex, around HIV, around pregnancy, around drugs, alcohol abuse, just all this youth related and, just social issues that happen in urban spaces and amongst the youth. And I think that when I watched this show, I believe I was quite young, maybe 12, 14, can't remember exactly how old, but it's this series that used to have a different episode, characters change over time, but the storylines keep building. So they introduce a new character every single week with a new storyline, but then you still have the main people from other episodes still featuring. And it scared me. It showed me, in campus, I was completely uninterested. In high school, I was completely uninterested in even, the things that kids do. Oh, you're kissing somebody, sujui wapi, behind the doors in the corners after school. I wasn't interested. My whole thing is, don't look at me, you want to give me HIV. And I knew that you can't get HIV by being looked at. But I was never interested because I was like, why are you having sex at 14 years? Why are you having sex at 16 years? Why are you having sex even at 18 years? Like, why are you interested in things that could damage your lives? And I wouldn't say that it came from a point of fear, but I was very aware that having sex without doing it at the right time, the right age, within the correct constraints would actually, could damage your life. And unforeseen, unexpected pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy, right? Because perhaps there was even protection and other family planning tools used, but still you get pregnant. Now you have to deal with that, or, some girls end up aborting. And then you also end up with a disease that you were not interested in, right? And you find that the father of this child, if at all the child, you decide to keep the child, is somebody who's unreliable, who has their own drama. And one day your child is gonna grow up and ask, who's my father? And how are you going to explain that your child's father was a sponsor and you were in campus while you had a boyfriend? These are not stories that I was interested in, and I could see other girls my age already in these stories. I grew up with girls who had HIV because of unprotected sex, or because of sex anyways, where sometimes it's just not enough protection. And this was a calamity in the 2010s, early 2000s and 2010s in Botswana, in South Africa. That's the setting in which I grew up. And I think when it comes to TV, when it comes to series, when it comes to shows, if you're a creator, you want to create that kind of show that actually has that level of influence. Okay? That just goes to show that whatever it is that you're watching, it is influencing you. But the question is, so now you want to have brunch with the girlies and post it for the gram and live a high flying life because you've watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians, as well as date rich men who happen to be black if you're not black, because that's the whole theme. There's nothing else being said on that show, and drama and catcalls and saying mother. Or do you actually want to be left with something useful that actually crafts your moral compass? And so when it comes to, what's being celebrated here with Maisha Makutano, that's just a word to all creators. Whatever it is that you create, what value does it have to the listener? Do they learn anything? The one who's watching, the audience, whether it's music, is it radio, is it TV, is it something on Netflix, is it something on YouTube, is it just a vlog? Yes, it's beautiful, it's entertaining, I've laughed, I felt good, but what have you left that person with? What influence are you influencing them with? And so shout out to Maisha Makutano. And just a couple more stories on what's going on with the girlies. We have, unfortunately, femicide cases surging, and MPs are demanding national disaster declaration. Yeah, the end of last year, November, December, there was a lot of people just demanding for it to be declared as a crisis. It was declared as a national crisis. The biggest crisis of our country is women being killed. And now it has reached the level of national disaster, right? And over 90 femicide cases have been reported in Kenya since May, sparking outrage. Women MPs under the Kenyan Women Parliamentarians Association, that's KEWOPA, want femicide declared a national disaster. They demand tougher penalties for perpetrators. A presidential task force on GBV, it's already there. It's already there, so it's not doing anything. And integration of gender safety policies in schools. Victims, families, and civil society groups are urging fast-tracked implementation of safe shelters, better police response, and a femicide offenders registry. Okay, and We are also looking into inclusive healthcare advocacy, and this is by a disability activist known as Josephine Mwende, who is living with cerebral palsy, and she has become the face of inclusive maternal healthcare advocacy through her NGO, Aberize Africa Society. She campaigns for disability-friendly clinics, toll-free consultation hotlines, and specialized training for nurses. And her campaign has highlighted how pregnant women with disabilities face stigma and poor service. And when this petition to Nairobi County has gained traction among disability right groups and healthcare NGOs. So that's something that we can look forward to, that a lot of people that have to live with disability could get more attention and just more care for their cause, because everybody deserves to live a dignified life. Now we have Maasai FGM cutters transitioning to farming programs, right? From cutting clitorises to cultivating the ground. All right, and in Kajiado County, the Nashipa initiative led by activist Selina Nkoile is retraining former FGM practitioners in agribusiness, right? Because they, need something to do. And women once dependent on FGM fees are now engaging in poultry, horticulture, and school food gardens. And the shift is hailed as a win-win. It cuts off economic incentives for FGM and supports community nutrition. Pun intended. We are cutting off a lot of things, and we are cutting off the practice of FGM. No more snipping anything. I've had way too much fun with that one. Yes, repentance is due. Now we are petitioning for safe spaces for GBV survivors in Kisumu, where Valerie Ora, a GBV survivor, is leading a grassroots petition urging Kisumu County to operationalize 3 safe houses completed years ago but still lying idle. That is the Kenyan story, unfortunately. Survivors, NGOs, and faith leaders back her cause, stressing that victims urgently lack emergency shelters in Nyanza. And I think just a while ago, I was here ranting about the lack of completion and seeing things through, lack of legacy when it comes to you started this, but who's going to finish it? And this is just highlighting into that kind of pattern. But nevertheless, moving on, the government reaffirmed support for women's economic empowerment. Okay. Cabinet Secretary Masi Wanjao and Permanent Secretary Anne Wangombe reaffirmed government support for women through affirmative action funds, sanitary towels provision, and SME grants. At a Nairobi forum, they also pledged to implement recommendations of the Femicide Task Force, linking economic security with women's safety. Until we see results for this, it just remains a story on our headlines. And we also have PS Susan Mangeni highlighting MSME support for women entrepreneurs. And she did so at the Women's Economic Forum Kenya 2025, where she emphasized government support for women entrepreneurs via credit schemes, e-commerce platforms, and digital literacy programs. She revealed plans to digitize government procurement to ensure women-owned businesses get fair contracts. And just a couple of regional stories here from the continent. We have Thames launching a leading vibe initiative to smash music sexism, because are we not tired? And in Lagos, she launched the Leading Vibe initiative, mentoring 20 women in the music industry. Sessions involve global executives and African stars, where she aims to counter sexism that sidelines women to the roles of vocalists while men dominate production and management. Plans are underway to replicate the program in Nairobi and Johannesburg, and I think Thames has gotten that right. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how to give back as a star, as somebody who has been platformed, as somebody who has been celebrated, somebody who has reached a good pinnacle of success and coming back to give back into society. This is what the Kardashians need to be doing with their money. Yes, shots fired. And we have maternal health accountability urged at WHO Africa Summit. And at this 75th WHO Africa Regional Committee in Lusaka, Zambia, leaders called for binding accountability on maternal health. Despite some progress, sub-Saharan Africa still records 68% of global maternal deaths. That is very, 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 very sad. That 68% of the deaths that happen when women are giving birth happen in sub-Saharan Africa, so which means the equator and below. That's very sad. Kenya's delegation stressed budget allocations and data transparency, and experts want the African Union to monitor progress with clear scorecards. Okay, so there's a bit of a accountability scuffle happening there with the bigwigs, and watch our pigane, and then they'll come back and tell us what the tallies are once again. At the end of the day, I just want mummies to give birth to healthy babies and remain healthy mummies. That is why we continue to share this story, so that we can create awareness at least. And we also have, speaking of awareness, Senegal's schools for husbands. It has been shifting gender roles for a minute, yes. And in rural Senegal, men are being trained in maternal health and family planning through husband schools. The program has led to fewer maternal deaths, more women giving birth in clinics, and reduced teenage marriages. And the model is being considered for replication in Niger and Mali. So let me explain. They are teaching men how to care for women. They are teaching men how to also help women give birth. And by synthesizing men on these issues, then men are less, and they are less interested in taking teenage brides, less interested in leaving their wives for, wherever it is that they're going to give birth. And this has visible results. So we would say that Kenya needs a school for husbands. We need a school for husbands in this country, okay? Let's even start with the one for boyfriends, and then we can move on there, because nobody is waiting to be married to have babies nowadays, okay? So we start with baby daddies, actually, because sasa amekupea mimba, amekuruka, you're not even in a relationship anymore. So school for men. School for men who happen to be baby daddies, might be boyfriends, might be husbands, is what we actually need. And moving on, we have Nigeria winning a record for the 5th women's Afrobasket title. And Nigeria's women's basketball team, the D Tigres, secured their 5th consecutive Afrobasket championship. Go girls. And the government awarded players apartments and financial bonuses. And sports experts call it a watershed moment for women's basketball in Africa, increasing visibility and funding. That is so encouraging, because do you guys remember at the beginning of the year where the under 19, under 18 and under 19 teams in Nigeria could not compete in the national championships, basketball and football, earlier this year, because South Africa and Nigeria were fighting. They were fighting. Social media was fighting about somebody who was Miss Universe for South Africa, and then found out to be Nigerian, actually from Mozambique. A whole long story. It was very petty, but clearly the girlies said, listen, we are still representing our country. And that did not deter the women in this sport. And we have Rwanda recognizing and legalizing surrogacy and contraceptives for teens. Rwanda's parliament passed a groundbreaking reproductive health bill legalizing surrogacy and contraceptives from age 15. While hailed as progressive by health advocates, critics, including religious groups, warn that it undermines traditional values. And the law reflects Rwanda's push to reduce teen pregnancies, which stand at 7% nationally. Now, for you, my Sheversationist who's watching or listening, would you be okay with your teenage daughter? Because it's mostly just the girlies. Would you be okay with your teenage daughter walking into a public clinic free of charge, right? Very healthy, very professional, to get contraceptives? Would you be comfortable with that? Or would you rather they sneak around the pharmacies and those shops and, or having unprotected sex? Which is it? Or your teenage daughter is not having sex? Wewe uko kwa camp gani? Which one is it? So I would love to know. 0748379231. And that's just something very interesting that Rwanda has done, because they have seen the need for contraceptives from age 15. I feel like it's always such a gray area, because at the end of the day, if it is legal for me to go and get contraceptives, it also encourages me because it gives me permission psychologically. So if I'm not supposed to be having sex at 15, I might have sex at 15 because I know that contraceptives are available and I'm going to have safe sex, or I'm going to safeguard myself the best way possible. At the same time, there is loads of teenagers who don't need any encouragement to be having sex. They're going to do it anyways. So do we, hold on to traditional values and not make contraceptives available to minors? Or do we just face reality and hope to train up your child in the ways of the Lord if you are a Christian, and hope that they will not depart from it? Which is which? You let me know. Caroline_Murote and at Power Radio on all the platforms, that is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, Twitter. Let me know what you think. And just a final set of stories globally. We have maternal health care in Nigeria plagued by conflict and cuts, where in northeastern Nigeria, the Boko Haram violence has crippled healthcare access, and pregnant women are walking over 20 kilometers to reach clinics, many of which lack staff or medicine. And with foreign aid dwindling, NGOs warn of worsening maternal mortality rates. It's very, very, very sad. We also have dangerous heat and fashion supply chains are threatening women workers. And Reuters reports that in India's textile hubs, women working in garment factories face extreme heat of up to 50 degrees Celsius. They're made in China clothes that we wear, guys. They are made in sweatshops. A sweatshop is a very inhumane factory where women are kept in barely ventilated rooms, literally as prisoners, okay? Most of the time, underpaid and under very tough conditions, hence me saying prisoners. A lot of the time, it's by their own will, but very undignified conditions, barely given permission to do anything. So you just sit there and you sweat as long as you get the work done, hence why they are called sweatshops. And they're often hidden. They're often very big, lots and lots of women in the same room. Ukiwa na homa, mnapata homa nyinyi wote. If there's an infection, you're all going to get it. Why? Because there isn't any personal space. And many faint on the factory floors, and experts accuse brands of ignoring worker welfare despite climate pledges. And most affected are women in entry-level roles who lack bargaining power. And the Taliban anniversary celebrations exclude women. On August 15th, the Taliban supporters staged mass parades in Kabul. Women were barred from public participation. In defiance, Afghan women staged secret indoor protests demanding education and work rights. Amnesty International has urged the ICC to investigate gender apartheid in Afghanistan. What's new? And finally, Kirsty Coventry becomes the IOC president. She's a former Olympic swimmer from Zimbabwe, and she was elected as the first African and the first female president of the International Olympic Committee. And analysts say her election signals a turning point in global sports governance and could inspire greater inclusion of women in leadership roles worldwide. So I'm not here to fight any racial wars, but every time I hear that this is the first African woman, and then I click on that name, I click on that article, and it is the photo of a white woman, there's a feelings that I feel inside of me that I can't quite describe, or we just don't have time for that rant, is all I'm saying. How do you feel about the first African, when you hear African, and then it's a white woman? Yes, she's Zimbabwean. Yes, she has won Olympic gold for Zimbabwe, but also understanding how a lot of our African whites got their citizenship. A lot. Not everybody. We know there's some who come and, they stay and they get their citizenship in a normal way, in a less than violent, no bloodshed way. But it makes me feel some type of way. Like, that's a win for us. That's a win because, she is representing Africa. But which African people are we representing? Because we're not going to pretend that white and black people are living harmoniously in Africa. We're existing. Living harmoniously is another story. White privilege and white supremacy is still a very big problem. In Kenya, it is. Kama uko umeenda hizo sides za Naivasha, you've gone those sides. You understand anywhere where there is a tourist hotspot, and then you check if white and black people are being treated the same. you realize that that's not the case. And for a lot of us, it's not even exciting having a lot of people moving into your neighborhood because it means that you won't afford anything because the prices are going to favor the ones buying in US dollars or being paid in all of your Kenyan shillings. This is not to mean that our local black Kenyans cannot afford, but this is a clear socioeconomic demarcation that actually points to a lot of privilege. And I wonder if she was a black Zimbabwean Olympic winner, would she have gotten the same privilege? Is all I am asking. So you let me know. Am I being salty? Am I being bitter? Am I looking for issues where there are no issues? 0748 37 92 31. So yes, those have been our different stories of what's going on with the girlies, what's going on in our country, in our continent, and across the globe. Let me know which story has resonated with you and which story you have to share. Caroline _Murote at Power Radio. That will be on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. And let's go for a music break, and then we'll come back and continue having a fun conversation.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
There must be something in the air, oh Lord, I fear. I feel like I'm coming down with fears. Hey, temperature rising, what am I seeing? I need visine just to see things clearer. Oh, it's no long thing. It's you that I'm wanting, yeah. Taking over my body, spending 17 days with you in quarantine. Oh, it's no long thing, yeah. It's you that I'm wanting. Hey, cause baby, you're so clean. I think I found vaccine. Cause your love remedy, you're my remedy. Baby, you're so clean. I think I found vaccine. Your love remedy, you're my remedy, yeah. Baby, you're so clean. I think I found vaccine. Think I found vaccine. Oh, yeah, me, I need a doctor ring ding. Come inject me with your vaccine. You're the real deal, the others them trial. Hangy come willy, I leave them in denial. The only drug I care for, medicine to my pain. Addicted to you, baby, dripping through my veins. Oh, it's no long thing, you I'm wanting. Hey, I'm calling, I'm falling, I'm all in for you. Stop fronting, hey, you I'm wanting. Hey, love me before it's too late. I'm running fever, baby, come and cool it, yeah. 'Cause your love remedy, you're my remedy. Baby, you're so clean. I think I found vaccine. Your love remedy, you're my remedy. Yeah. Baby, you're so clean. I think I found vaccine. I found vaccine. Vaccine, I need that. I'm calling, I'm falling for you. Stop fronting.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
tutafika mbali sana. Moja ni nguvu, tukienda kwa pamoja tutafika mbali sana.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, tushikane kwa jina la Yesu. So that is what Blackie Boy and Wapenda Muziki are telling you. They're telling you unity. Unity, please be unified. Be. Can't speak. My tongue and my brain should also be unified. It's very important. But before that, we had Vaccine by Fena Gitu, and then Jam Down, Simmer Down by Blinky Bill and Aussie. Some good jams for you. Let me know what's your favorite on this playlist, ya Leo. What it is. And today, Kamakawa, today is our beautiful, powerful Monday. And every single Monday we do, in my opinion, where we discuss Maoni Zenu. Now, ya leo, should stay-at-home motherhood be valued the same as a formal employment? Valued the same, guys. Mnajua valued the same, unalipwa. Okay? Now, what when you wanasema, yes, it's that it should be recognized as equivalent work, because this is an age-old discussion. Ever since women started working, stay-at-home moms, I'm like, no, recognizes, and then other people are like, but you're doing nothing. So let's see, the people who say that it should be recognized, saying that we need the economic value of unpaid care. Cooking, cleaning, childcare, elder care, household management, if priced at market rates, will rival a middle income salary in many urban areas. Valuing this labor acknowledges its role in producing healthy, educated future workers. Imagine being paid to take care of your own child. I'm not saying I don't want to be paid to take care of my own kids, but imagine, sasa uki strike, una strike like your kids don't eat. So now who is going to represent you while you're the one who sets the conditions? I have so many questions. Okay. And we have equity in relationships as well as divorce. By recognizing stay-at-home work as equivalent, prevents economic punishment of the parent who paused a career. Very valid. It strengthens claims to marital property and savings grown during the caregiving years. Honestly, I feel like we just need family laws for families. Peke. Like, this is not employment. This is not for fun. Sasa tunaongelea familia. In the case of divorce, what happens? You know, it should be stipulated. These are supposed to be things that I feel like our learned friends and their legal fraternities should tell us what's supposed to happen in these situations. And I don't mean a case-by-case demarcation. I mean there should actually be civic education. Caroline Gadoni Murote should know. If I decide to give birth to your 4 babies, mine, but also yours, you know, in the name of let's build a family, and I breastfeed them until my boobs sag, we can't see them anymore. They're just going there. They're sinking below my uterus, right? And I am just the most dedicated mother. I'm a soccer mom. I am Yani, you come home, hot meals, everything is ironed. I plan everything. I coordinate the kids. I post them on social media and block out their faces like all responsible parents. I do all these beautiful things. And then 10 years down the line, unataka kuniacha. Meanwhile, I stopped my career for the sake of the family. And yes, you were feeding these babies, you were taking care of me. But now what can happen? What should happen after that? We need to know. This needs to be public information. And I feel like these are things that need to be formalized. Sijui, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. And now let's look into public policy alignment. If government say that early childhood is critical, then supporting full-time caregivers with stipends. Woo! I want to be in this government. With pension credits and tax relief matches that priority. That's what we're saying. Those that are saying that, no, we need to recognize it, that's what we're saying. We're saying, give us stipends. Give me money to buy chocolate. Give me money. But like, realistically, if you're a mother of 1 or 4, you're not using your stipend to buy chocolate. the reality is that most likely you're going to be buying something that's going to help the child. But no. If my happy hormones are high, we're helping the child. That's very much helpful to the child. A happy mother is a happy child. We have mental health and stability, where recognition, legal recognition, financial and social recognition reduces stigma, isolation, and burnout. It encourages shared responsibility from partners and extended family. Like, this is important work. It's not work for the jobless, okay? And then it also creates resilience in crisis, where during pandemics or school closures, caregivers carry society. Valuation ensures that they aren't invisible when budgets and benefits are designed. The question is, who is paying them? To all of us, because I'm always in either side of the opinion. So if we're going to pay mothers that stay home to take care of their kids, who is paying them? Because if I come and work for Power 254, Power Radio pays me because of the work I'm doing for Power Radio. So does it mean that husbands should pay their wives? And what happens to those that don't have husbands or boyfriends or baby daddies that are present in the kids' lives? What if they're already paying child support? Then what are we saying? Is all I'm asking. I need to understand. And for the people that are saying no, respect. We respect you, stay-at-home moms, but it's not the same as formal employment. I agree, it's not the same. It's not the same, but let's see what those people are saying. They're saying that, there's a problem with market measurability because jobs are valued by output, by revenue, by taxes, and by competition. And home labor is very important, but it's hard to measure consistently as well as compare across households because at the end of the day, if there is a profit being made or there's funds being received by my organization, that's what is going to pay me my salary because of the value that I offer. So for you who is feeding your child formula and you're changing poo-poo diapers, you're being punched in the face and being beaten in the nipples because babies have no boundaries. They have no respect for, they will susu in your face, guys. Babies are disgusting. They are the cutest little cherubs, but also nasty. It's nasty business taking care of babies. Babies will help you and also drive you crazy because there's just one scream between you being a happy caretaker and you becoming a crazy mommy. One scream away because you're like, oh, this is so funny. This child is screaming. And then it continues for 6 months. And then 6 months later, your child is screaming and you've lost your mind because why can't you stop screaming? Why won't you stop screaming? I fed you, I've clothed you, I've washed you. Why are you still screaming? Why are you upset? I've given up my whole life to take care of you. Why are you still screaming? I don't know why you're screaming. And so like who actually, like where's the profit? To the child, yes. To the family, yes. But now there's no money being made. So where is the money to compensate this person going to come from? So those are the questions we ask ourselves, right? So yeah, we have the risk of reinforcing gender roles by equating stay-at-home motherhood with employment. This can pressure women to opt out of the workforce, which would widen pay gaps and weaken long-term financial security. True, because then you will just encourage this idiots who's like, just stay home and take care of your kids. That's where women belong. Yeah, and get your 20 cents because, you know, if you can't compete as a stay-at-home mom, like who is staying at home momming best, you can't make profits from that, then also it gives room for chauvinists to use that as a space to keep women and husbands saying, I am paying you to stay home and take care of my children. You better take care of my children. I don't know where that accent came from, but I feel like that's how men who think like that talk. Especially the ones on TV. Okay, and it's also an opportunity cost and skills erosion because extended time out of paid work reduces future earnings and professional networks. This is a fact. Your CV must just be shining. Your experience must be shining. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you cannot prove how often you've been working and how recently you've been working, then your value goes down. People want somebody who was at the office yesterday, last month, last year, in order for you to be more employable. So if you're looking for employment or you're looking for opportunities that regard your work experience, then you will find that you are, you need to re-enter from scratch. you need to re-enter from scratch, right? So policies should lower the cost of re-entry and not formalize exit. Okay, and then we also have the public finance trade-offs where paying full wages for housework is fiscally heavy. Limited funds might have greater impact via universal childcare, parental leave, or job protections that benefit all parents. And then the better target is shared care. So instead of professionalizing motherhood, shift incentives so that fathers can take a paid leave and employers to offer flexible hours and the state to subsidize childcare, keeping both parents' attachment to the labor market. Capitalism came to screw us over is what I'm getting, because in the state of Kenya's economy, how many employers can actually afford to give their workers reduced work hours? If you want to stay afloat, right? If you're a good-hearted employer who just wants to do a good job and pay your workers, but can you actually afford to lessen their work hours and still continue to have the same level of output? How many employers can confidently say that they can afford that, and still manage to pay everybody's salaries? And also now when it comes to leave, so fathers are taking professional leave to be fathers. Capitalism could never understand a man needing to be off, 2 days in a month, 3 days in a month because they're a father who needs to take care of their kids so that the mom can go be super mom and do the other things that she might not get to do. Our economy does not recognize that, and our economy is not built for families. So here's my suggestion. Blow up this planet. We start from scratch, because I don't want to be pessimistic, but I'm not seeing a solution. Do you see a solution? That's just me. Now let's just look at a couple of case studies, right? In matrimonial property and non-monetary contribution, under Kenya's Matrimonial Property Act, as per 2013, courts consider non-monetary contributions such as childcare, domestic work, in dividing marital assets, right? And the Supreme Court has clarified that a 50-50 split isn't automatic, but domestic labor does count as contribution. Okay. And this is relevant because legally, it recognizes domestic work as contribution, and it strengthens Side A's argument that caregiving creates real economic value, even if it is unpaid. Now we have urban child care cost versus salary. So we're looking at a Nairobi middle income household. And a scenario looks like a communications officer earning a modest salary finds licensed daycare and transport would consume most net pay, right? And the family opts out for one parent to pause work for 3 to 5 years because you can't afford daycare and you can't afford the transportation, but you can afford this particular parent staying home and taking care of the kids. And so one side of the argument says society benefits, recognize it, and the other side says a fixed child care market so that she can stay employed. Side B is very less likely going to happen. So I say that we need to do more for the recognition. Let's continue looking into this. So when it comes to rural caregiving and informal enterprise, this is a Kajiado and Kirinyaga composite, right? We have a scenario where a mother is a primary caregiver and also running a poultry vegetable sales at the market. In the market, she's a stay-at-home mom. And she's also an unpaid caregiver and a micro entrepreneur. And the valuation gets messy, right? Which supports that it's hard to measure. The side of the argument that says it's hard to measure. And this critique just says that, side A's point is that the value is real, but undercounted. Okay? So both sides are correct in the side that you're undervalued because you're undercounted, and the other side says so how do we measure? Are we measuring your value as an entrepreneur? Are we measuring your value as a stay-at-home mom because you're actually in the market? Are we measuring your value as an unpaid caregiver? So which is which, or are you working 3 jobs in one? Technically you are, but now if we're going to evaluate you and give you money, which we're not sure where it's coming from because capitalism said, no, family, screw that. Okay. Now, the public sector benefits and re-entry are friction. The issue is that maternity leave is protected, but a re-entry after a multi-year gap can mean you lose a seniority as well as pension accruals. Let me tell you guys, I had just recently watched the series on Netflix. It's new and it's called To Kill a Monkey. Honestly, hands down, best Nigerian series I have watched ever. Ever. The other really good one was Smart Money Woman or Smart Money Woman. Okay, I think that's the name of it. On Netflix. This one was Hollywood standard. I'm not going to lie. Please, if you have Netflix, go and watch To Kill a Monkey. It doesn't matter if you like romance. It doesn't matter if you like thrillers, you like action, you like drama. You're going to like this show, especially if you appreciate African artistry. And not to be a spoiler, but there's a lady who goes back to work. I'm not going to put too much details. This lady goes back to work and she had received a promotion and something tragic happens. This, I don't want to spoil for anyone who's going to watch the series. And she has to start from scratch. A desk agent in the big floor where you just get the table space the size of your computer and you're on a long assembly line of similar agents. And she has to start from scratch. Meanwhile, before her tragedy, she had just been promoted to being one of the managers, a really senior position. She had earned it. And after 3 years of whatever it is that she went through, she comes back and she has to start from zero. So yes, if it was a baby, you've given me my 2 years off. You've given me my 6 months off. But now you've put somebody else in my position. Can we actually reconcile and be nuanced in how these things are translated? So it's a lot. It's a lot because you lose your seniority, you lose pension, how much pension you would have gotten. It's like, no, if you're not working, then we're not going to pay you, right? And then we also have this other side of the argument, calling for a stronger return to work pathway, which means we need to look at retaining. We need to look at flexible work. We need to look at childcare subsidies. And this other side A of the argument asks for pension credits for caregiving years. There is a lot. And the last one here is community safety nets. So we have an observation here where chamas and SACCOs often carry caregiving households through school fee seasons, right? And it's often women coming together, I'm not going to lie. And informal systems are already pricing the value of caregiving. So shouldn't the state follow suit, right? Shouldn't the state follow suit? Now, a few examples before we lay this to rest, because this is very interesting and I would love to hear your perspective. In Norway, we have cash for care, right? In Kontantstøtte, right? Where parents of 1 to 2 year olds are not using public daycare receive a monthly benefit, and it recognizes at-home care. However, critics say that it reduces mothers' labor force participation because they are content to stay home and receive small money. So they're not encouraged to go back into the workforce. Honestly, great for the labor force. I'm sorry, terrible for the labor force, great for the family. Because I would have a woman staying at home and taking care of her family per her choice any day, as opposed to a woman running to be in a labor force that undermines her value anyways. Because at the end of the day, there's so much value that is seen in women taking care of their children, as opposed to women in the labor force who are often undermined and treated like there's value. You understand who cooks, who cleans, who takes care of you, who's holding, like, societally, in a traditional African perspective, I would give more money to mothers that stay home and take care of their children, as opposed to women who do different things in the office, or value it the same way. Why? Because at the end of the day, who is going to raise our children? If men are not raising the kids, then strangers are going to raise our children, and society, capitalism as we know it, the patriarchy, sexism, is going to get that much worse. It doesn't, fixing one problem while opening the whole can of worms on another is not a solution, okay? It's just a band-aid on already cancerous wound, is what I have to say. In the sense that you're not going to raise valuable human beings who make society a better place if you don't have valuable caregivers. So that's what I mean. I don't mean that women should be undervalued in the workplace, but if you were to ask me which space has more value, is society, men, whoever, does not want children and is not in the family setup out of choice or maybe because they can't, should find ways to add value towards the family, because that's actually what builds healthy societies. You cannot have a healthy society without a healthy family system. Let's see what happens in Finland. We have home care allowance. Parents who care for under 3s at home receive municipal allowance and similar trade-offs such like those of Norway. And in Germany, see, all these countries, guys, in Europe are doing the most. Why? Because they are countries that are looking to add their population. You can't add your population just because you have women with ovaries and uteruses and vaginas. It needs to come from a family setup. So what are these countries doing? These countries are investing into the family system. In Germany, we have pension credits for child rearing. Years are spent raising children count towards public pension, and this recognizes long-term value without calling it a wage. I love that. Quebec, Canada. We have low-fee universal childcare. That is $8 to $10 a day, where a massive increase in mothers' employment and tax revenue. Right? That's a lot. And this is a preferred solution where we give mothers their value in employment and in tax revenues while keeping them in the workforce by offering them sustainable child care prices. In the UK, carers are given allowance or credits where partial income support and pension credits for unpaid carers, which is not full wage equivalent, but it is formal recognition. In the United States, there is child tax credit that was expanded in 2021, where reduced child poverty, which reduced child poverty significantly and is not tied to stay-at-home status, but recognizes the cost of raising children. And the debate continues on the permanence of this whole situation. In Japan, we have the spousal deduction debate, where tax rules historically favored single earner households, criticized for discouraging women's full-time work, and ongoing reforms reflect Side B's concern. So as we have seen, guys, the big countries, the countries that most people want to go to. Juapa mimi nimeona Canada, I have seen the UK, I have seen the United States, and I have seen Japan. I have seen Germany. Finland, Norway, not so much, not very popular on the African bingo list of where does your African cousin want to go. Akisema naenda maju. These are countries that are already leading in politics, leading in the economy, leading in entertainment, leading in entrepreneurship, leading in policies, leading in global domination. Germany can blow up your country. The UK can blow up your country. The United States can blow up your country. Japan already got blown over. Rest in peace, the people at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? That was nasty. But the point is, if these countries are having conversations on how to value the family, why are we not doing the same? It is assumed that Africa has healthy family structures, but the reality is that we are getting to where these countries have reached and we're not learning from their mistakes. So what I would say is just see how these countries reach there. Why? All of this, let everybody work, let everybody go to the office, is beautiful until you don't have a country anymore. And then you have to go back and realize where the true value is. Same thing as wanting to develop every single corner of your country, develop in quotes, by putting concrete jungles and realizing that there are no green spaces, there are no trees, and you can't breathe, and people's mental health has hit the fan because you deprioritize the correct things. That is what I want to leave you with. This is a heavy discussion. It could be as light as or as heavy as what does it actually mean for a developing country to value stay-at-home mothers and child care work. What does it look like to actually formalize this service? Let me know what you think. 0748379231. And my name is Caroline here on Sheversations. Let's go on a break and quickly address today's conversation.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Jana hukudai riba, leo naimba, vile nakumada. Mwezi umefika kwa kona, unaniona, umenidanda.
Stima imeanza kubip, sasa anani beep. New phone, new business care. Gesi imekauka, na unga imepanda bei. Kwani haujui hali ya uchumi ni mbaya je? Wapi wale wote ulikimbilia vitu vikiniendea mbaya we? Kama hungeniringia ningekuwa nawe. Uliza benki ya dunia vile raia waumia, kusikia gharama kubwa za maisha zimefilisisha. Wapenzi na waseja wanalalamika nje. Chumi ni mbaya we, chumi ni mbaya woishe. Sijisikie vibaya mpenzi, tapitia haya sote. Sema vile umenimisi, jinsi unanihisi tena nifurahi. Nimetuma zile za pikipiki, si uje tule mbuzi na viazi karai. Eti wataka nije nikakupika, umejipoda wafi na vumbi haikufai. Uski, petroli ilikauka, na uba zikapanda bei. Kwani haujui hali ya uchumi ni mbaya we? Kama si kiburi chako ningekuwa nawe. Uliza benki ya dunia vile raia waumia, kusikia gharama kubwa za maisha zimefilisisha. Wapenzi na waseja wanalalamika nje. Chumi ni mbaya we, chumi ni mbaya woshe. Sijisikie vibaya mpenzi, tapitia haya sote. Taarifa ambazo sasa zimetufikia, wanandoa wapigana kama mabondia. Pesa kukosekana kweli ni hatia, wangapi kila siku wanakatisiana juu ya uchumi mbaya.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yeah. Baba, nitafutie kazi huko serikali, kakuna kanafasi niwekwe bahali. Akiana nisitaambia mtu huku. Baba, shida yangu dunia mapato, sinishikanishe na kaparastato. Wakiniita tutaona na kando. Vijana wanataka kazi, wana elimu, nguvu na vipaji, lakini Kenya hizi kumejaa wajuaji. Kupata kazi huku ni roketi sayansi. Vijana wanataka kazi, kwani maisha ngumu bila kazi. Sasa Nairobi mji umejaa majambazi, ni wengi wanategemewa nyumbani. Wafanye aje mama? Nileze wapi naweza nika apply? Je, kuna kandarasi tunaweza wai? Nikuulize, si unajuanga mtu huku mama? Mambo yako nitakona hii weekend, misina noma na kugawa pa DM. We wakumbushe tunipostiwe huku. Vijana wanataka kazi, wana elimu, nguvu na vipaji, lakini Kenya hizi kumejaa wajuaji. Kupata kazi huku ni roketi sayansi. Vijana wanataka kazi, kwani maisha ngumu bila kazi. Sasa Nairobi mji umejaa majambazi, ni wengi wanategemewa nyumbani. Wafanye aje na sikupenda kwetu ni vile hali inaleta pressure. Ni kitu gani? Sikupenda kwetu ni vile hali inaleta pressure. Ni kitu gani? Kupata kazi imekuwa kazi, Wasichana wanataka mtu wana kazi, watoto wanataka nano wipes na diapers. Maisha kweli ni ngumu bila kazi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Today is all about the money, 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 because vijana wanataka kazi. Flyer is always reminding us that vijana wanataka kazi. Alafu pia akasema uchumi ni mbaya. Guys, somebody check on Flyer. If Flyer is your friend, ebu check on Flyer, because Flyer ni kama akwangi sawa. He is very right. 100% correct, very valid, very relevant, but like I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay because he really be getting into the darks of what's going on in this country, and I hope he's not a tortured artist, because sisi kama wasanii tunajuana. The minute you're making such beautiful, relevant content, it tortures you in the middle of the night. So I hope he's okay. So yeah, that's Uchumi ni Mbaya by Flyer, and vijana wanataka kazi. Now, very quickly, today we are talking about why women need multiple streams of income. Why? You see, we've been talking about the same thing. Why do women need multiple streams of income? Because it's very risky in today's economy to have one paycheck, one hustle, one income source, right? So from side hustles to digital gigs, Kenyan women are actually learning the power of multiple streams of income. But is this empowerment? Is this survival? Is it both? Let's get into it, right? Why does it matter for women? It matters because economic survival, right? Kenya's inflation rate and cost of living rate have risen faster than wages. In fact, it's not rising. That is exploded, right? For many households, a single salary can no longer sustain rent, school fees, food, transport, medical expenses. Atakama, a single household is you as your single self living alone, right? Financial independence is very important, right? Multiple streams of income reduce women's dependency on one employer or even a partner, because the amount of some of you out here who are in a relationship or situationship because this man sometimes pays for your Uber, sometimes sends you transport money for a matatu, sometimes pays for lunch is crazy, okay? When we are financially independent, it creates freedom to leave toxic workplaces, or just undesirable. It might not be toxic, but it might just not be where your heart is anymore. And it also gives you the freedom to leave abusive relationships, because hell no, you're not going to hold your money over my dignity as a woman, right? Why else is it important? The career ceiling. Women are underrepresented in senior positions. We've been screaming, crying this lullaby. And this means that salaries are plateau earlier, right? And hustles compensate for pay gaps. So if your male equal is being paid 100K, 50K more than you, then getting yourself a side hustle is not glorified, but this you can literally get something by getting yourself another job. Sounds horrible, and the reality is that it is horrible, because women fought for us to work. Oh my goodness. Now, why does it matter? Generational wealth. Income diversification builds assets. Kamugoda, maguta, land, investment, savings that can be passed on, right? And for many women, this actually breaks the cycles of poverty, because I tell you, if my mother was alive, I don't know, guys, I would be here. I would be, so just that thing of women being able to support the people that are under them, women being able to hand things down, so that we don't need to start from scratch, because something about the men and handing things over to their sons and leaving their daughters does not sit right with me. Also, why does it matter? Risk protection. Because if one income fails due to job loss or market downturn, others sustain survival, and think of it as financial insurance, okay? Now, these are different types of income streams that women use. They're active hustles, such as businesses that require time and energy, like salons, catering, fashion, coaching, just all of these things that physically require you to be there. Other types of hustles, digital hustles. So influencing, like, hey guys, welcome to my channel. Content creation, e-commerce, freelancing, and they scale faster due to a global reach, right? And then we have passive income, such as rentals, dividends, royalties, digital products such as ebooks and courses. And passive income is a holy grail because it earns while you sleep. So you lose sleep to create things that sell themselves, that grow, that multiply, so that now you can earn while you sleep. And then we have investment income. So we have stocks, bonds, SACCOs, we have crypto, we have land flipping. And women are increasingly joining investment clubs and chamas for this. And then we also have creative and professional expansion, such as public speaking, writing, teaching, consulting, which leverages expertise into monetizable formats, right? And studies show that most millionaires have 7+ streams of income, okay? And women are diversifying income. Women diversifying income are not only securing their present, but building long-term financial resilience. And I know for my loyal or frequent Sheversationalist, you do remember us having a conversation about how income for a woman actually empowers society more than income for the man. We're not having the battle of the sexes, just stating facts that when a man works, his money might or might not make it to the household. But for sure, for most mothers, not all of them, if your one mother is the one that messed up the statistic for us, we're not talking about her. I'm very sorry. Please heal, do better, and don't miss the point. The point is that most mothers take a majority of their salaries and income directly into the home and the family. In comparison, we are comparing the rate that if this woman is earning 50K, 49,500 shillings will be used on the home. Groceries, salon for the kids, haircuts for the boys, nini, transportation, oh mommy my panties, oh mommy my pencils, oh in school teacher said, socks, handkerchiefs. Do you understand? Pocket money for snacks because you've gone out with these kids. Are you gonna starve them? No. And because men don't spend a lot of time with their children, they also don't recognize the level of finances needed to take care of these kids. So it happens that if you're both struggling to earn, the mother is most likely going to use a majority of her salary in compared to what a man might have, because once he's paid school fees, he might not need to dig into his pocket for more money or, paid the rent and stuff like that. Are you understanding? Please don't understand what I'm not saying already. So what are the few challenges that women face? Capital gaps. Women-owned businesses globally receive less funding than men's, and many start hustles from personal savings or chamas. We have time poverty. Time poverty is a thing. Women balance jobs, childcare, household roles, leaving less time for side hustles, okay? Burnout culture is a thing because hustling multiple jobs can lead to mental and physical exhaustion, as well as societal backlash, because ambitious women are often labeled as neglecting family duties or too independent, right? And then we have the knowledge gap. Many women aren't taught investing in schools, and because they are women who are not expected to be financially independent, they're not even talked to by older members of the family about, you're a man, you should make money. You're a woman, you should make money. Nobody says that to girls growing up. It's very rare. Maybe we're changing, but nobody ever talked to me about making money as a child. Never. Yet the guys who are my age had their parents giving them business ideas when they were 16. Well, my business ideas were being denied because I should just focus on school. And this is a global reality. Doesn't matter kama ulisomea a group of schools or wherever, there is a gender parity when it comes to exposure. There is a knowledge gap when it comes to exposure of financial information that would put you at a better place to position yourself and become financially independent. And financial literacy must be learned in this case. Now, we have complained, we have said the problem, it's not good, it's not cute, but let's see the girlies that are winning. The girlies that are doing the thing, the girlies that have said, listen, bet you can use me as an example, as a case study, because I am the one. We have Akove. Do we like her? Do we not like her? It doesn't matter. This girl is relevant. She's valid. She's getting her coin. Esther Accord, she's a musician. She's a farmer. She's a hotel and tours. She has a hotel and tours business, right? And she shows how entertainers are diversifying to hospitality as well as agriculture. Number 2, Betty Chalo. There's a girlie that you know. She's a media personality and she has a salon and massage parlor, Flair by Betty, and she's into fashion. So she's leveraging fame into physical business. Huda Monroe. I told you, you know these people. She has built a Huda Cosmetics and she has a real estate empire, and she is still a social figure because she still be doing the, the appearances and all of that. And I bet she's getting coin for that. So she has monetized her personal brand. Joy Candy, right? She's a lifestyle influencer. She's a fashion stylist and she's a YouTube creator, and she has monetized her digital presence. My namesake Caroline Mutoko, she's a media veteran who's turned into a marketing and digital strategist. We've talked about her here on our Powerful Woman item, and she leverages on brand partnership, and this is called knowledge monetization. Look at that. Evelyn Wanjiro, I told you we know these people. She's a gospel artist. She's an event host. She's a fashion and mentorship girly, right? So she has turned her creative arts into business. And outside of our country, we have Bozoma St. John, who's a Ghanaian American. She's a corporate executive plus author and speaker, and she gets income from high-level corporate engagements, books, as well as speaking gigs. We have Bonang Mateba, the queen herself, from South Africa, from Mzansi, Africa. She's a media mogul. She has a champagne line, and she's a fashionista, and she uses celebrity to branch into luxury branding. We have a Vera Siddiqa, an international girly, our very own drama queen. Truly, she is. She has a beauty parlor. She's a musician and she's a brand influencer. And she showcases continental crossover appeal. She's like, hey, let me show you what it looks like when I shake what my mama gave me on a yacht in Dubai. And she will. She will. We have Zainab Balagun, who's a Nigerian. She's an actress, a TV host, and an entrepreneur, which looks like multi-talent monetization. Yvonne Chaka Chaka, a South African songstress, right? She's a singer. She's a humanitarian she has a humanitarian foundation, and she owns businesses. So she is a legacy wealth builder. And then we have Folorosho Alakija, who's a Nigerian. She's an oil magnate. Okay, tell me about it. Girlies in power. She's in fashion and philanthropy, and she is Africa's richest woman. This is a massive diversification case. Okay. Now let's look at a couple of global girlies. Oprah Winfrey from the US of A. She's a TV media personality. She has owned the Oprah Winfrey own network. She has a magazine. She has investments. And she's honestly such a great example of income diversification. We have bad girl Rihanna from the Barbados and the US of A. She's a musician. She has diversified into Fenty Beauty, which is a beauty line, Savage X Fenty, which is her fashion line, and luxury of fashion. And she's now wealthier from business than music. She saw that this music business was messy. She's like, I'm not going to chase clout. Y'all are not going to control me. I'm going to take the money that you are selling my soul for, and I'm going to make something beautiful. And she said, hey, now I make music when I want, not because I need to. Kim Kardashian. She's a reality star. We talked about her today from her show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Skims is her inner wear, intimate wear line. KKW Beauty and brand deals. And so she's essentially built an empire from being visible. She is famous for being famous, and she has made coin out of it, guys. So we can't honestly hate. We have Beyonce, right? A musician. She has Ivy Park, which is her fashion line. She has Parkwood Entertainment, which is her music line. And she's also a film producer. So she has turned her art into a business pipeline. And we have Serena Williams, the queen herself, the tennis legend, right? Venture capital fund owner, and a fashion line. And she shows how athletes diversify for post-retirement, because guys, retiring in your 40s is boss. All right. Jessica Alba, she's an actress. She owns the Honest Company and as well as wellness brands. So she's turned her Hollywood glam into entrepreneurship, and I love this. You want to get here? 5 ways that you're going to get there. Financial literacy. Okay. So find these workshops, find how to invest, find out how to save, find out about risk management. Number 2, collaboration. Okay. A lot of women-led investment groups, they don't even need to be women-led. Let's just be honest. whatever is closest to you. Pick it. Chamas, circles, co-ops. Collective wealth building reduces individual burden. Okay, if you can save 100K as 5 people, it's gonna be much more doable than trying to save 100K as one person. Digital leverage is our third way to build smart hustles. Use social media and online platforms for global markets. For example, the Kenyan beadwork that is sold via Etsy, earning in US dollars. And those people will buy anything because it's so beautiful and wholesome, and it is. And they should pay you for it. Number 4, policy change. We need to push for equal access to credit, loans, as well as property rights, okay? And the last one is automation and passive income. We need to create systems that earn without daily labor, like Airbnb hosting, digital courses, ebooks, and all of these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things. So I need you to decide which of these things you're going to dive into. For myself, financial literacy truly is the way to go. So that has been our conversation about why you need more than one hustle. You need multiple streams of income as a woman if you're going to survive in our planet, and especially in our continent, and more specifically in our country. And might I mention, in Nairobi, it's cold. It's cold out here, ladies and gentlemen. So get yourself covered up, get some financial protection so that you're not caught lurking. All right, this has been me, Caroline Murote, for Sheversations here on Power Radio. We've been tuning in, powering up, and I hope that as a girly, you feel more empowered to make decisions that are going to get you to a better place. And I'm going to see you same time, same place on Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on Power Radio. And for now, I'm going to leave you with some good. Mwah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Baby, you and I, but no, I wanna be yours for sure. I told you that I had my flaws. You told me I was so much more. Nani kweli baby, si uongo. Nilikupenda sana from before. Ni vile ndiogopa kitoko. Unaweza kuniambia no. Niliogopa na ndio maana mimi nilitoroka. Sikutaka nyuki kuchokoza. Sasa nimeamua tena sitangoja. Nilifungua roho nilipokuona, kama mapenzi moto yameshanichoma. I never used to believe in love until the day I saw ya. Nimetaka sana unipe more. And baby, if you ready, let me know. No. Nimetaka sana unipe more, yeah. And baby, if you ready, let me know. No. Someone call police. Ameniteka mean so deep. Nimeshindwa kuresist. Na siwezi contradict. Someone call police. I'm never gonna leave. My love is hers to keep. My loving is for real, yeah. Nilifungua roho nilipokuona, kama mapenzi moto yameshanichoma. I never used to believe in love until the day I saw ya. Nimetaka sana unipe more. And baby, if you ready, let me know. No. Nimetaka sana unipe more, yeah. And baby, if you ready, let me know. No. See, I never used to believe in love until the day I saw ya. Nimetaka sana unipe more. And baby, if you ready, let me know. No. no, no, no. Nimetaka sana nipe moyo. Baby, if you're ready, let me know, no, no, no.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kuna vile umenibamba vimeja, lakini kila siku nikipiga na kupata mteja. Boy Chelsea na kitu right now, I got much baby if you want love. Johnny vile unakwangu umeweza, siamini neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae. Neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae.
Unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga. Vile umejibeba, unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga. Round and round and round you take me, nashinda tu is how ni how ni how cheki. Na pass Nikki Medi. Whether you were in or out, to me it's the same thing. Siamini neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae. Neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae. Unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga. Vile umejibeba, unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga,
Combo boy over here. Basi kama mapenzi ni Dre when he top walai. Unani drive crazy when I drop walai. Started thinking about you when I can't stop walai. My love for you is connected to your hotspot walai. Ooh, the best lie is the truth. Umeniroga umenifanya naroga kwa boot. Triple D stills unanikunywa vismooth. I wanna love it like I can, I wanna love it like it should. Yeah, so kana kene tangu nenge kendo chawo. Protect you and give it to you so organic and raw. See why ni chocha raw, cause me I keep it pure. I'm on my max so ready, so come over, let's go.
neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae. Unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga. Vile umejibeba, unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga.
Kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your